On Christmas, my parents told me I was no longer part of the family. "We're taking you out of the will," my dad said. I smiled. 2 days later, I cut off their electricity because all the bills were in my name. My name is Adam. I'm 31 years old. I know one thing for sure: money controls everything. I work 2 jobs, running a logistics office during the day and bartending at night, not because I love working so much, but because I learned that if I wanted to stand on my own, I needed to have my own money. Freedom isn't something people give you have to earn it. Funny thing is, I was the only one in the family who actually worked and earned money, but I was also the only one they never respected. To them, I wasn't their son, I was a source of money, someone they could use. They didn't ask me for help, they expected it. It started small, paying a bill here and there, fixing stuff around the house. Then it got bigger. I paid off their debts, paid for my younger brother Jack's college, and even bought my mom a new car. "Adam, you understand, right?" my mom would say sweetly. "You're the responsible one. Jack needs to focus on school." But what about my future? Jack didn't care. He never worked a day in his life. I paid for everything he wanted: his school, trips, gadgets, and he still treated me like I was nothing. One night after work, my friend Marcus asked, "Why do you work so much?" I just shrugged, "Because no one else will." Then came Christmas. I brought gifts for everyone, even Jack's dog. We sat down to eat. Then my dad looked at me and said, "We're cutting you out of the will. You're not part of this family anymore." I froze for a second. Jack smirked. My mom wouldn't even look at me. Jack leaned back and said, "Took you long enough?" I laughed a little. Then I said, "Okay, let's make it fair then." 2 days later, I stopped paying their bills. The lights went out, the water stopped running, the heat shut off during a snowstorm. Suddenly, they remembered I existed. I sat in my warm apartment, drinking coffee, and watched their messages pour in. "Mom, Adam, the power's out, please call me." "Dad, fix the bills, now." "Jack, are you serious, jerk? The Wi-Fi's down." I was in the middle of a game. I smiled. They still didn't get it. This wasn't a mistake, it was on purpose. I was done. Months earlier, my mom used to say, "You're lucky you have us, we're always here for you." But that wasn't true. For 10 years, I was the one always there for them. Every time they needed money or help, I gave it. When Jack failed a class, I paid for the extra class. When Dad's car broke down, I paid to fix it. When Mom wanted to remodel the kitchen, I paid for that too. I never asked for anything back, not even a thank you. Then one day, after a long 14-hour shift, I came home tired, only to walk into a surprise meeting with my family. They were all sitting there, calm and serious. "What's going on?" I asked. Dad said, "It's time you help a little more." Jack grinned. Mom said, "We think you should take over the mortgage." I blinked. "What?" Dad said, "You make the most money, it just makes sense." I laughed. "You want me to pay for a house I don't live in?" "You're here all the time anyway," Jack said. That's when I realized, this wasn't a request, they already made the decision. I wasn't family to them, I was just their bank. And when the bank says no, they get mad. Mom said, "It's just money, don't you work hard for the people you love?" "Yeah," I said, "people who deserve it." Dad slammed the table. "Don't be selfish." "Selfish?" I'd been carrying them for a decade. Jack said, "You bought yourself a new car, but you won't help us?" "The car's on a loan, like normal people do," I said. Mom snapped, "If you really loved us, you wouldn't argue." That was their last trick, guilt. It used to work. But not anymore. I grabbed my keys. "No," I said, "I'm not paying for the house, or Jack's life. I'm not going to keep doing everything while you insult me." Jack smirked. "So you're just going to walk away?" I smiled. "Watch me." Back to now. 2 days after I cut everything off, they started to panic. Mom called me 12 times, Dad left a voicemail. "Dad, this isn't funny, turn the power back on." Jack messaged. "Jack, we don't need you, have fun with your loser life." I rolled my eyes. Oh, I was having fun. Especially when they messaged again. "Mom, we're sorry about Christmas, can we talk?" "Dad, your mom's sick, it's too cold, please be reasonable." Jack, "The pipes are freezing, this is serious, dude." Now it was serious? They had kicked me out of the family, laughed at me, cut me out of the will. Now they were begging. I leaned back, sipping coffee, and typed. "Me, I thought I wasn't part of the family anymore." They started typing, then stopped. I chuckled and set the phone down. Let them freeze. For the first time in years, I had peace, no calls, no demands, No guilt. Just silence. I made breakfast slowly, enjoying the calm. Then came the knocking. Loud, desperate. I opened the door. There they were, Mom wrapped in coats, Dad looking frustrated, Jack shivering. I crossed my arms. What brings you here? Adam, Mom said, shaking from the cold. You made your point. Did I? I asked. Dad sighed. The house is freezing. Your mom's not doing well. I leaned on the door. That's tough. Jack yelled. This isn't funny. Who turns off power on their own family? I laughed. Oh, now I'm family again? Mom tried to speak. I cut her off. Last time we talked, you kicked me out of the family, remember? Dad said. Let's be reasonable. I stepped aside. You must be freezing, come in. They rushed inside. Jack grabbed a mug, shaking. Mom sat near the heater. Dad rubbed his hands together. They looked pathetic. All that pride, gone. I sat on the couch, watching them. So, what's the plan? Mom looked confused. Plan? You came here for something, right? Jack glared. Just turn the power back on. I smiled. There it was. No apology, no regret, just another demand. Nope, I said, stretching out. Jack slammed the mug. You're so selfish. My voice turned cold. Watch it. He shut up. Dad cleared his throat. We're family. I took a deep breath. Yeah, let's talk about family. I sat up. Where was that family spirit when you left me out of your will? Mom pressed her lips together. Where was it? I continued. When you called me selfish for not paying for a house I don't even live in. Jack groaned, rubbing his face. Come on, Adam, are you going to keep whining about that forever? My jaw tightened. I wasn't feeling guilty. I wasn't regretting anything. I was just annoyed. They weren't sorry, they were mad it backfired on them. Mom straightened up and folded her hands in her lap. Adam, let's make a deal. I almost laughed. A deal? Okay, go on. You turn the utilities back on, she said slowly, and in exchange, we forget about this little tantrum. I stared at her and then burst out laughing. Dad frowned. What's so funny? I wiped away a tear. You really think I'm the one throwing a tantrum? Jack scoffed. You're acting crazy over a will, Adam. I took a deep breath. They still didn't get it. All right, I said, standing up. You want a deal? Fine. They sat up, interested. I'll turn the utilities back on, I said, walking toward the door, for $10,000 up front. Silence. Jack stared at me, his mouth hanging open. What? Mom looked shocked. Adam, we don't have that kind of money. Dad turned red. Are you out of your mind? I grinned. No, I'm just finally playing by your rules. To them, everything had always been about money. They used me, expected things from me, acted like I owed them. No, I said, I set the price now. Consider it rent, I added. I basically funded that house for years. Mom turned to Dad, speaking in a whisper. We can't afford that. Dad clenched his jaw. He's bluffing. I opened the door. Then start looking for candles. Jack jumped up. You seriously kicking us out in the cold? I smirked. No, I'm letting you leave. There's a difference. They hesitated, waiting for me to back down, but I didn't move. I just stood there, arms crossed, as the reality of it hit them. I was done. Dad stood up, muttering as he walked past me. Let's go. Mom hesitated, her eyes searching mine, trying to find the old Adam, the one who would cave. She didn't find him. With a sigh, she pulled her coat tighter and followed Dad out. Jack was the last one to leave. He stopped at the door, jaw tight. Really? You're doing this? I looked him in the eye. I already did. He scoffed. You'll regret this. I grinned. Not likely. And with that, I slammed the door shut. I waited until I heard their car pull away before I exhaled. My hands were steady. For the first time in my life, I had one. The silence in my apartment wasn't just quiet, it was powerful. For the first time in years, I wasn't waiting for a call about an emergency. My money was mine. My time was mine. And my family? They were on their own. The first week without me. At first, they tried to act like nothing had changed. Jack posted some fake motivational nonsense on Instagram. People come and go, but real family stays together, no time for fake ones. Oh, that was cute. Mom tried guilt-tripping me with texts. Mom, Adam, I know you're upset, but don't let pride ruin our family. Call me. Your father is worried about you. We all are. Please come over so we can talk. Talk about what? How they treated me like a cash machine. How they only cared now because their free ride was over. I ignored the messages. Then, on day 5, things started to fall apart. The mask started slipping. Aunt Linda called. Adam, she sighed. I heard what happened. You can't be serious about this. I am, I said, leaning back in my chair. Your mother is miserable, she said. Your father is furious, and Jack. I smirked. Let me guess, Jack is struggling? Aunt Linda hesitated. Well, yes, the house is cold, the bills are stacking up. Your parents can't fix this overnight. Not my problem, I said easily. She gasped like I slapped her. Adam, that's your family. No, Aunt Linda, I said, grinning. I was their plan for money, now they need a new one. I hung up. The next day, I got a call from Jack. I almost didn't pick up, but curiosity won. What? I answered flatly. You happy now? He snapped. The house is falling apart, Dad's losing his mind, and Mom won't stop crying. You win, okay? Just come back and fix this. I snorted. Fix it? With what, Jack? My money? You don't even need it, he yelled. You make more than all of us, it's not like you're struggling. I took a deep breath. So let me get this straight. The problem isn't that you used me for years, it's that I finally stopped letting it happen. Jack went quiet, then he muttered. You're really doing this? I already did, I said, smiling, and I'm never coming back. Click. I blocked his number. A week later, I got a final text from Mom. Mom, Adam, I don't know what to say anymore. We never thought you'd do something like this to us, but I hope you can live with yourself, knowing you abandoned your family in their time of need. I stared at the message for a long time, then I typed out the last thing I'd ever say to her. Me? I didn't abandon you. You abandoned me the moment you decided I was only worth something if I paid for everything. Now you get to live with that choice. Take care. I hit send. And for the first time in my life, I felt free. I upgraded my apartment. I booked a vacation, my first in years. I enjoyed my money instead of watching it disappear into someone else's pockets. And guess what? The world didn't end. They survived without me. Turns out, when people have to figure things out on their own, they do. I heard from a friend that Jack had started looking for a job. Mom and Dad downsized to a smaller house. Their lives adjusted, just like I always knew they could. They just didn't want to. Not as long as I was there to make it easy. Months later, I got an email from Dad. Subject, from Dad. I rolled my eyes but opened it. Adam, I don't know if you care, but your mother's birthday is coming up. She would love to see you. Maybe we can put all this behind us. I laughed. Put this behind us? Yeah, right. I typed back. Dad, I appreciate the invitation, but the last time I saw you, I wasn't part of the family anymore. Honestly, I like it that way. Tell Mom I said happy birthday, M. I closed the door on them for good. Then one day, Dad showed up at my door. I had just finished dinner and was enjoying some peace when I heard the knock. It was him, standing in my hallway like a man who had run out of options. His face looked older, the arrogance was gone, he'd lost weight, his coat looked worn. He wasn't here to threaten me. He was here because he needed something. I leaned against the doorframe. What do you want? He rubbed his temple. Adam, just hear me out. I tilted my head. You're standing at my door. I think that means I win, don't you? He clenched his jaw but didn't argue. Your mother wants to see you. I laughed bitterly. Oh, now she does? Adam. No, I said, crossing my arms. She treated me like I didn't matter unless I was paying. Now you think I should drop everything because she suddenly cares? She's sick. I felt a knot in my stomach, not from sympathy. I knew what he was doing. I kept my face blank. Sick how? He hesitated. Just, not well, she's been depressed, stressed, she misses you. Ah, the pity card. I smiled slowly. Let me get this straight, you cut me out of the will, told me I wasn't family anymore, and now you think I should feel bad? She's still your mother, he snapped. And I was still your son, I shot back, but that didn't mean much back then. He looked away, defeated. He knew I was right. I leaned in slightly. Why are you really here, Dad? What's the real reason you came? Silence. Finally, he muttered. The house is gone. I blinked. Excuse me? We lost it, he said, voice low. The bills stacked up. We couldn't manage after you cut us off. They lost everything. The house? Gone. Their lifestyle? Gone. Jack freeloading? Over. It should have made me feel something. But it didn't. I stared at him, blank. Sounds like a problem you should have thought about before screwing me over. He flared his nostrils. Jesus, Adam, you're really going to hold this grudge forever? I tilted my head. It's not a grudge, it's a lesson. He clenched his fists. I can't believe you turned your back on us. I laughed sharply. Oh, that's rich. You turned your back on me first. He glared at me. But I saw the defeat in his eyes. He came expecting me to break, to feel guilty, to give in. But I wasn't that person anymore. I met his gaze. Come. Go home, Dad, or wherever home is now. His face twisted with anger, but there was something else too, acceptance. He knew he had lost. Without another word, he turned and walked away. I didn't watch him go. I didn't call out after him. I just shut the door. And locked it. For good. The last time I saw them, it was from a distance. Months later, I got a text from Jack. Jack, guess you finally got what you wanted. Hope you're happy. I didn't reply. I just smiled. Because for the first time in my life, I really was. The lesson? If someone only loves you when you're useful to them, it's not love. It's convenience. And when they stop needing you, they'll show you who they really are. And when they do, let them go. And never look back.